We're going live here. Hey,
Yes.
welcome to an episode of Onsen Ripples. This is episode or volume 91.
Yeah.
And we've got lots of faces here, but hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Onsen Ripples. This is Ripples. You've got to get your fingers in that.
There you go.
Yeah, you have to have something. So it's been a while since we've seen everyone, but as promised last week that we have some guests all the way from, where are you guys from?
Melbourne. Yes.
Everyone.
Australia.
The family. Yeah,
They
you're right.
are.
You're right. Don't worry about that.
Yes. I'll be here.
There's little Hario down there. So let's get a quick introduction as to who am I doing here first? Yeah, this one. Mummy.
Janet.
There.
One more time.
Janet.
Janet's son.
She's got the language down pat. This is Janet and Janet's son, Pete. Sophia. Well, how old are you, Pete?
15.
15. And
21.
I won't ask you, Janet. But,
Younger than you.
younger than me, not by much. We actually went to school together, for people who are wondering who that. And I've been pleading and begging Janet to come and visit me for the last 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she finally is here. So, yay!
Woo! Finally made it.
Now,
Yes.
this is your first time to Japan.
Yep.
Pete, first time?
Yep.
Second time?
No.
First time. All right. So we've
The
got
first
family.
timers.
And so we've dedicated this show to the first timers.
Yes.
So we've got all these questions coming in. The main one is, what's your first impression going to Japan? You came from Melbourne and you went straight to Tokyo, and then what?
Then we went to Kyoto, and then we went to Osaka, and then we came here.
And how long's that been?
2 and a bit weeks.
The first thing, like you don't speak any Japanese.
No, they speak a little bit.
They can count.
They can count and
Yeah.
they can say hello and goodbye.
And basically that's all you need, really.
And I
Yeah.
didn't know how to say anything.
What was the big attraction though with Japan? Was it, apart from being on Onsen Ripples, the greatest show on TV?
Coming to visit you guys, really.
Yeah. So there was that, but then, you guys obviously
We did
have
the
your...
touristy stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just checking out Tokyo, finding out about all the lights and
All the lights.
the amount of people,
Mm.
that was huge.
So you've been planning the trip for how long?
Since May.
So there's about 5-6 months, 5
Yeah.
months of planning.
Yeah.
And what was your top on the list? You say, Mum said, hey, we're going to Japan to see Claude and Hario.
What do you want?
And you said,
Japanese cars.
Japanese cars.
and what in particular, anything else that was on top? What, did you have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this.
Disneyland, Universal, spas.
The onsen.
Onsen.
And most of all, top on the list,
The cars.
The
cars.
cars. Okay, so, and did you get that? Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Tell us about it. Where was it?
In Tokyo, there was a place, Daikoku. It's a car park, and there's a car meter that goes for around 2 hours. And there's just a lot of cool sports cars.
And you got your fill of cars. That was number one, checked off the list. Excellent. Now, you're obviously a little bit older, and cars maybe not.
The cars were cool.
The cars
were
were
really
cool.
nice.
There
There
you
was
go.
some,
And
and
then
then I have to go back home to my little
small cars.
small car. Not like those.
Uncool cars back at home. So what was on your list? You said 5 months, you're coming to Japan.
Well, for me, I wasn't gonna come, so I kind of only
Didn't
bought my
wanna-
tickets
yeah.
in July. No,
later.
after Bali.
So it was like,
So September, August, September.
Mm.
So I was just kind of happy to do whatever I wanted to do,
Yep.
compete, but I wanted to see the deer and go to Nara.
and you did that?
Yeah.
and
The
Harry
deer.
Potter.
Oh, and Harry, of course, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. And that. So, all right. So you checked off all your list. You've done the deer in Nara and your cars and your Disneyland and all of that. And what was the best highlight for you? The cars.
The cars.
Yeah.
The cars were actually really cool.
Yeah, there you go. The
Yeah.
cars. All right. There you go.
Yeah.
And what about you? You were just kind of hanging around the back. And,
I just followed. We had the logistics.
right.
of all the transportation. We just followed. I was just like little sheep following. No, my favorite was Kyoto.
Okay.
Love Kyoto.
You weren't expecting anything though.
No, to be honest, I had no expectations.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just went, oh, whatever happens, happens. But I really did like Kyoto. I loved the city. It was, the city was beautiful. It wasn't as busy, but still busy.
Yeah.
More busy than Melbourne, I reckon.
Yeah.
And just the culture. Experiencing more of the culture in Kyoto. The mountains and the temples.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons why we do this show is we do it in English. We do a lot of other Japanese ones as well. But for other travelers that might be interested in coming to Japan, now the big one was, I guess, top of the list is the language. How did you find that? Easy to get around?
Do you know what? Really easy to get around,
Yeah.
considering. I was really concerned about understanding Japanese, but everyone is so helpful.
Yeah.
To the point where they go out of their way to help you. Our first experience was in Tokyo station. At the station when we're trying to get a Suka card.
Oh my god, yeah, like
And
three people
three
stopped to help us.
us. And one of the
And we still didn't
guys,
get it.
yeah,
It took 3 tries.
but one guy literally who doesn't catch a train, it was an older guy, really cool looking, just sat there and called the conductor out to just help us right through the whole process and did not leave until we got those cards.
Yeah.
He was really
He was really, really good. Yeah, but lots of people helped.
Yeah. So the language, you obviously love it. You can try and communicate with everyone, and there was no problem.
Oh, he was a star.
Well, kids are like that, like especially when they're just having fun and doing whatever they want to do. So that's the big one, the language one. You had no problems, even though.
Google Translate.
Did you use it much? The Google
a
translating.
bit. But all the signs and everything had the English translation to get around, so it was really easy. But everyone's just nice.
Yeah. So now you've come in at a little bit of a different time. It's a transitional period between seasons. How did you find the weather?
Look, to be honest, it was warm. We were in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, we actually expected to be colder, but we were just walking around in t-shirts. That was one thing we found, the humidity.
Oh, yeah.
Really humid, and for me, I found it really humid in the subways. Like we always had to strip it, if we had a jacket on, had to take it off
Right.
in the subway.
But it was funny because everyone else, like all the locals were walking around in big jackets and we're sitting like dying sweaty in like a t-shirt.
Well, that's the difference too for a lot of the Australians who are planning to come. The big one is that it's opposite. So you've got winter and summer, and it's totally opposite. And it's hard to get that ratio right with what to bring on the thing. But you've come actually in one of the better times because it's that in between time. So the weather's very similar at the moment.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so
Like, it
you
was the
don't have to
same.
bring
It was
too
20
much.
something degrees
Yeah.
in Melbourne when we came here. It was the same. I mean, if you come from Brisbane,
Yeah.
Queensland, the humidity you wouldn't care about. So you're used to it. But
Yeah. Speaking of Brisbane, Queensland, we have someone watching right now, writing into us.
Yes,
That-
it's Auntie Kathy.
Honey Kathy from
Yeah. Happiness to Onsen Ripples with my 2 favorite people every Tuesday at 2 p.m. in Brisbane. Hello. That's what she says.
So there you go, Brisbane right now watching us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honey Kathy.
Yep. Thank you. And another one that's from Marjay.
Marjay, hi everyone.
Hello, mother.
So another Brisbane.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
2 from Brisbane.
Well, this will
MJ.
be on so you can watch it later too. So, so that's number one is the language that people are a bit concerned about. Number 2, and it was a big one, food.
Food.
But people are a little bit shy. The first thing they think of in Japan, especially with you, I'm not eating raw fish. That was, you said that. That was you
That was
said
me. He
But
tried everything.
that. How was it? How was the food?
Tasty,
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Apparently, you went through like 5 credit cards of Wagyu beef already. So
Yeah, that was.
The rich.
He had his mate. We went to the same restaurant in. Where was it? Shinjuku.
Shinjuku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there a couple of times because Pete liked the beef there, and he made a good friend with the waiter
Yeah.
who just took care of him constantly. Just kept bringing the beef out.
They
Yeah.
loved him.
They loved him.
So with the food, was there any surprises, or did you were you quite happy to try everything? Or
Well, I think I knew a bit more about the food, and then like the first night, I just kind of let them order, and they ended up ordering chicken foreskin dumplings.
Yep.
And something else, and
Chicken skin
Chicken
dump. Yeah. Just
no, because Pete said that. Pete said that's what it was.
Chicken skin dumplings. So you're talking about like the dumplings with the chicken skin wrapped around it, right? It was one of my favorites actually.
Yeah, no.
No, not for
Not
you.
at this restaurant.
Yeah.
No, I think we just picked the wrong restaurant. Yeah.
Another thing about the food, and a lot of people might have that some people are vegetarians and some people are allergic to things. Now you're allergic to nuts, right?
Yeah.
So this could be a bit of a problem for other people traveling around, and they think, well, if there's a language and I don't want to eat this, I don't want to try that. But how did you find that? I mean, being not able to speak the language and being allergic to something, was it easy
It was
to?
pretty easy. I just Google translated the word nuts.
Yep.
Found out it was nutsa, which is really easy to say. And I was like, no nutsa. And then they were really good about it, which a lot of them, even a lot of the times in other countries, they're like, oh no, like it's fine, but there's actually some sort of form of it.
Traces.
in it.
Yeah, like some
But
oils.
here they
or-
were they're like, oh, it's got this extract.
right.
So they were really
Did they good? They were.
Yeah, no, they were really good. And they
Really
even
careful.
told us that it might be contaminated, like
Yeah.
because they cook in the same area. So they were
Right.
really, they said, oh, is it okay if it's cooked in the
Yeah.
same area or if it comes from the same fry pan
Yeah.
or something?
So I think right now, over the last, since I've been here, over the last 30 years, it's gone better with things like that because generally the tourism, especially in the north part of it, wasn't so popular. We weren't getting that many tourists in, but now the focus has been fully on with the Japanese government touring and coming over here. So things like vegetarians and stuff too, they're quite comfortable, and people without any allergies, they're still quite comfortable working and moving around. So that was the two big ones that people often have an issue with. Number one is the language. Number two is the food. Yeast goes into like really
the food
wrap it
was
up.
great.
No problem. Yeah.
Look,
everything's
reality
good.
is if you didn't want to eat Japanese, you didn't have to.
Right.
Like there's
There's
lot,
enough of other
there's
stuff.
enough of other stuff if you really want to eat. There's so many different restaurants, like, Italian.
And everything had a line.
Line.
Yeah,
But
And
it went through so quickly, like everything's so efficient, it just went.
really quick.
I think that's what you'll find from other, especially coming from Australia. Not that Australia is not efficient, but it's a little bit more relaxed with times and things like that. But in Japan, it is on the dot. It was fast. Everything's and even though Disneyland, you might have waits for 90 minutes, it just goes. It moves
It
fast.
does.
There's ways to get around it, and everyone knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Everything's all functional. So you spent almost 2 weeks
Before coming here.
down, and then I kind of mentioned to you earlier, why don't you do the last bit where you just come in and
Relax.
relax?
And that's what we've been doing.
And that leads us to number 3. Welcome to the onsen. First impressions.
Oh, yeah, it's relaxing. I didn't really know until we were leaving that you had to be naked. I was a bit new.
So
And your first response was, no way, I'm not doing it.
I remember talking to you on the phone saying, look, you're going to have to do that. This is where we are. We live in an onsen, and that's what we promote. And that means taking all your clothes off and having a public bath, basically. And he was like, no way!
Well, I didn't really know if you were serious, so I brought bathers.
You brought baby.
Bathers, I was like, I don't know if this is actually. So yeah.
And you were like, no way too. No,
I
I'm not
initially I
getting
said, there's
that.
no way I'm exposing my body.
Why is that though?
You know what? I think it's just, I think Hadiel said it really, really well. Western society is all about body image and it's all about, how you look. Whereas here it's all about health.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very different. And she said, no one really cares and no one looks at you. So the first time we went quite late. Sophia and I went together. Went
Shy,
quite
a bit
late and
nervous.
really shy and
Yeah, like,
nervous.
we meant to.
You know, and there was a few women in there. And once we realised it didn't, like, they were all ages. It didn't matter. It was really good. And Pete went. He was really shy at the beginning. He's been
Now,
going.
you guys, you had like some companionship if you had any trouble. But Pete,
When I
well
was
done,
like-
buddy.
Yeah.
You went by yourself, and I was like, oh, no. He just took it. "Oh, I'm going for the button." Everyone was like, yeah. So after saying no way on the phone, being
Yeah.
adamant, but you just walked straight in, and you had no issues with that. How did that go?
Oh, it was fine. I think there's a bit more people in the male baths, but yeah, no one really looks. So
Was that what you were concerned about? That people were going to be staring and looking?
Oh.
Was the
yeah,
a bit embarrassing or
yeah, I don't know.
nervous?
A bit.
But apart from all of that, what we do have is an onsen with like mineral water that you bath in, and then you get in there, and then you think, hang on a minute, this is about health, this is about relaxation. How did you feel after you've been soaking in the water for a little?
I actually said that this morning. My skin has not been this good. It's been so soft.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Yeah. No, and you feel really warm to the core. It's, especially now that it's cold. It's great.
So we are
And
already in
relaxed.
minus temperatures in the nighttime.
Yeah.
The high today was like about 3 degrees.
Yep.
So we're back.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the onsens and
Yes.
the mineral stuff. Now I know the girls were always talking about their skin. Oh, my skin. Relax. How's
Look at your skin.
Oh,
You got like baby
Yeah.
face anyway. Babies. But what did you think of it? I mean, apart from the actual,
it's so relaxing.
Yes.
this is a 15-year-old kid saying, "Hang on, it's so relaxing." What do you get stressed about? Is it to be?
But you play sports, so
Yeah, it's good for your body. You just feel very not sleepy, but relaxed.
You've slept best here without
Yeah.
jumping around.
Yeah.
Like he has his bath and goes and he's
yeah.
dead
It's
asleep
like
by
a
the time
baby.
I get to bed. So
Yeah, it's actually your body feels better, but after you have the baths, your muscles aren't cramping as much,
Yeah.
and just in general, it's very beneficial. Yeah,
Oh, we've got a spokesman.
know.
You're going to be
You're
like
like
the
a sales
Onsen
person.
Ripples spokesman now. It's like,
I mean, he's an idol apparently, so he'd be.
yeah, I got to thank Pete,
Yeah,
because
you got to thank Pete for the sponsor.
because and Pete was nice enough. My daughter said you have to come to our school for show and tell, and he did go to the primary school, which is my daughter's local primary school, and was a huge hit. This is absolutely everyone loved him. The boys were cuddling him, and the girls were like, "Ah, we have a celebrity in the house," and he was signing autographs and all sorts of things like that. So I don't think he's leaving Japan.
I can honestly say male Aussies, I think, are really, especially if they're fair, are
And blue
really
eyes and curly hair.
Admired.
really admired.
It was crazy when we were leaving,
Yeah.
and then we were going to the car. Then you just see the door and the window, and these girls like banging on the window, screaming, and being like, "Hi!"
But that happened in Tokyo and Kyoto. Everyone would look at him and say, "You're so cute."
But now you'd be even cuter because you've had an onsen.
exactly.
So yeah, so I mean, I was curious about that because I know like you guys are thinking about the actual relaxing, and for you especially,
Yeah.
living a very kind of a tough life in Melbourne. You know, we're working and we're doing things, so that bath is just quite relaxing. But for a kid, like 15-year-old kid who's playing sports and stuff, always running, you don't really think of like, oh, I need to have a bath,
A spa, yeah.
a spa or a resort. But obviously you like it,
Yeah.
and you're very calm. It's like I haven't seen you smile so much for a long time. Actually, you've been very calm and relaxed. So like you said at the start, the onsen's all ages.
All ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did that surprise you?
Yeah, it did. I didn't know what to expect, to be totally honest. I just thought there's no way I'm doing that with people I don't know. But yeah, and I think, to be honest, if you hadn't shown us the private baths until later, I probably would have gone straight to the private baths.
Yeah.
But I think doing it this way, and since we've known the private baths, we haven't gone there. We've just gone to
The main ones.
main ones, and we continue to. So it's fine.
It's a really nice view as well.
Yeah. Oh yes,
City.
the view at night.
From
Amazing.
the bath.
Yeah. Just watching the lights at night
Yeah.
is really, really nice. I'm gonna have to have a day one so I can see what it's like.
And the day, afternoon, morning, whatever you want. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what we're here for, to provide atmosphere and relaxation. Speaking of which, you were lucky enough to also, all three of you have had the massage as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
gonna have
right.
another one. Very, very soon.
So now this is a thing for all these people out there. If you do want to go see Japan, do your Japanese thing. Go and have a look at all the places. Get all nice and Japanese culture out, and then afterwards, relax in an onsen,
Yeah.
because you do have to take it in. Put it on your priority list to doing things. If you can come here, it'd be great to Marumi Island. We're in Eastern Hokkaido, but but there are hundreds and thousands of onsens all across Japan.
Yeah.
And it is a cultural thing. It may not. It's just starting to get popular, and people are starting to understand about it. But all ages, you said, from kids to teenagers love it too, and boys, girls, it is quite the experience.
And look, to be honest, our room is amazing. We didn't have the Japanese rooms in any of the other parts of Japan, so it was really nice to actually experience a proper Japanese
Yeah.
futon bed, and like Pete said, it's been the most comfortable bed
Yeah.
that we've had. So it's been great.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Great to hear that. Because like when you're in big cities, you tend to stay in hotels.
Yeah, you
Because
do,
you'll be
yeah.
out and about. So you just go back to the hotel just to sleep.
Yeah.
But like somewhere like here, you don't really go out much.
No,
Yeah.
No.
You just
but we
relax
have
in the place.
we relax here, but your property is amazing. The walk, just what you've got around here is just beautiful. The colours of the trees and the leaves, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
For people who don't know where we are, we're actually in a fairly big city in Hokkaido. It's Obihira is quite sprawling, and it is very popular. It's got some nice food and stuff. But where we are, which is quite a little bit unusual, we seem to be away from everything else, and it gives you that impression. Even though you look out at the bath and you can see the town and you can see the city and everything else, but when you're actually in the place Marumi Onsen, it is very quiet, peaceful. It's like you're in a little haven somewhere else, or up on top of a hill, or surrounded by trees, and there is that relaxing effect all around the trees, whether it's summertime or whether it's wintertime. You'll miss out on the snow, but I think tomorrow you'll be going back to Sapporo and then back to Melbourne the day after.
Day after.
Day after.
So you got 2 more days here,
Yeah, we'll be
Love it
going
up.
Thursday.
and and overall, your basic impressions of Japan and the trip. Would you come back, and would you recommend it to
Definitely.
people?
Yeah.
And I'd definitely come to
This
this
place?
area, and I'd want to do more Sapporo. I probably won't do the touristy attractions of Tokyo. I might spend a day in Tokyo, maybe just to shop.
Yeah.
And mind you, shopping's great, don't get me wrong. But if you've got big feet, as Pete would tell you, it's very hard to find shoes. And as Sophia would tell you, it's hard to find shoes. But
I really like your trip though, because we don't really have that family type thing. People come and they either do the shrines and the temples or the sightseeing, or the younger people come and they'll do the Disneyland. But you've actually crossed over a whole,
we've done everything.
from food to temples to shrine to fun things to cars.
And to be honest, I thought that it would be hard to keep a 15-year-old boy entertained, but I think we've done a balance of, parks and shrines and amusement parks and amusement centres, like even just spending an hour in place that, we went temping bowling,
Yeah.
which was fun. What you do in Melbourne too, but we did it here and it was just different. A little bit.
Well, you liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we really loved it
Mum loved it.
Yeah.
because I won. Um,
I
Uh-oh. Fighting. Fight. Family fight.
yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
And so like you've only got a couple of days left. What's next on the list? What would you want to do for the next 2 days? You've only got 2 more days in Japan. Anything else?
More baths.
More
and have
baths.
another massage and
Just walk around and see.
and just have a walk around the city
Yeah.
and out here. Just enjoy the crisp air, and that's been my thing. The temperature,
Crisp.
crisp. It's good
Anything
though.
else? You feel like you've done everything, or you feel like you could do more? Or
I feel like there's so much more to do, but it was good to do, like Mum said, all the touristy stuff. But I don't think I would ever do it again.
the touristy stuff?
Yeah, like Tokyo was a bit too overstimulating for me. Like I think I like this, but that's wherever I travel.
Mm.
Like if it's Europe or whatever, I prefer
And you've
the
travelled quite a
countryside
bit
more
too,
than
yeah.
the city. So I think there'd be a lot to do, and like we haven't done Sapporo.
No, we haven't done Sapporo.
And Sapporo is a great little place to. I love it. I lived there for 15 years, and it was one of my highlights of my life. That time was a brilliant time. And it's one of those things where there's just so much to do all the time. There's always festivals. It's always eye-opening. And Sapporo is a little bit different because it is a little bit more one of the modern cities in Japan. There's not like even all the streets are marked out north, south, east, and west. So it's easy to travel around. And of course, Sapporo has snow. So you guys will be going, and I think it's already started snowing there.
Yep.
So you ready for that?
Pete
For at
is.
least one more day. But Pete, you want to come back when it's full on winter, right?
yeah,
He wants to
yeah.
go snowboarding here, so
So that opens up another little area of Japan too. Once, especially coming from Australia, where we don't have snow on the ground, and you'd have to. Sometimes you struggle to get snow on the mountains too.
that's right.
But
Yeah.
there's just so much snow in Hokkaido, but it doesn't stop people getting around. You can still come and travel in winter, whether it's December, January,
Well,
February.
Stevie did.
Yeah.
She travelled in February, and it snowed in Tokyo for the first time in 3 years while
Yeah.
she was there at Disneyland. It didn't stop me from doing anything.
No.
They actually had a great time.
And places like Hokkaido, where it's we're under snow for about 4 or 5 months, but it doesn't stop anyone from doing anything. And people might say, I'm not coming in the snow, it's too hard, I'm going to be slipping over, but you're not. And places, especially like Sapporo, you can get everywhere underground, and it's just as accessible above ground and underground. It's all, and people have been doing it for years, so people are driving. It's just white, cold stuff on the ground that doesn't really stop you from, living a normal life like you would in any other place. So if you are planning to come and travel, any time of the year is good. And every time of the year you get something different. And next time, you're coming back for winter for sure, right?
Yeah.
Snowboarding, I've got you plugged in. Skiing, snowboarding, ice skating, ice hockey,
All of
ski
it.
jumping.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
And even if you're not very good at it, we can just go rafting, which is just a big tube down a mountain. And it's so much fun. They do that too. So. And just generally, even in the snow, just walking around is an experience if you haven't been in a snow environment, anything like that. Jeez, you guys have done so much. And we got one more day left, and hopefully you're gonna have another massage, more baths, everything like that. And
Sure.
Yeah.
anything to
Get
say?
ready back
Anything to say to everyone?
No, thank you.
Come to Japan.
Come to Japan.
Come to Obihiro.
I'll be hero. Hang on a sec. Where's Harry?
Here I am.
Here we are.
Here I am.
We're just about to head off now. Have we got more
Really?
comments coming in? Here we go.
Let's see. Yes, there is. Is John says actually on Facebook even. Okay.
It's on Facebook.
Yes, it
Not
is.
only on YouTube. Yep.
Thank you. And Auntie Kathy, hello to my cousin Claude and Hario from Mum.
From Brisbane.
I can't
Yep.
remember house in Brisbane.
Ah,
We'll visit the onsen soon. Thank
Please.
you. We'll be waiting.
Andrews.
Yes. And this is Toshko from Mount Tambourine.
Oh, Toshko.
Yep. Hi,
Another
I'm
Queenslander.
watching
We've got-
from
we've got
Queensland,
an Australian
Australia.
representative
Yeah.
Yes.
The Aussie land. Yep, that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Yes.
And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving us a little insight into Japan and insight into your travels. And yeah, we're going to miss you when you guys are gone. It's been such a family experience.
Yes.
So thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you all next week. And hopefully you'll come back again and we'll have you on the show for later. Bye, everyone.
Yeah,
Rebel.
Thank you.